Everybody. I am doing pretty good. Ugh. We're gonna be doing some more of our class that we started last week. Today, this time studying the back, which will be very good because I've noticed that if I'm not so I do these coloring sheets with just different anatomy parts because just to start getting it into my brain. And I've noticed that since I've done the class last week, it's not just kind of a mess of shapes anymore to me. It's there's a logic to the shapes. So let's actually do a warm-up this time. And I won't let the warm-up take more than 10 minutes, because then I might just be stalling. Yeah, you can see that I'm not warmed up at all. Ugh! That's right. Shouldn't be as mean to myself. Shouldn't be that mean? Shouldn't be as mean. There we go. But I'm very much not warmed up. I've just been I've been very consistent this last week with getting up at 6:30 or a little bit before sometimes, because I have my alarm clock brightens up before it plays this really annoying, very short loop of birds chirping. And so it's partially so annoying because I've sat and just listened to it for half an hour once because I didn't want to get out of bed, and now I'm it's a maybe 5 second, maybe 8 seconds, something like that. And ugh. Oh, I don't have my little glove on. See, now that we've learned how to use it, I'm I want it. I like it. Ugh. Ugh! I wonder if a part of why I've been very over-reliant on my finger control instead of drawing from the shoulder or drawing from the elbow is because I haven't been able to slide my hand across the screen. Or it's been kind of jittery. I'm getting more warmed up. But yeah! We're going to... So it's not going to be this weekend. It's probably not going to be next weekend. Maybe. Might be. But... So you know how we made Moxie on stream? Where, we did the first doodles and came up with her visual design. We're going to be doing the same thing some Sunday. Because my brother is starting a campaign. Oh, now we've accidentally introduced a curve into this. Let's get that back on track. But my brother is starting it's not a D&D campaign, it's not Draw Steel, it's, I got him the system for his birthday. And not for his birthday, for Christmas. We should actually not be going all the way to the borders though, we can practice starting and stopping. But it's called Mythic Bastion Lands. It's an Arthurian kind of system. And so the reason why I can't start working on character already is because for Mythic Bastion Lands, you roll kind of for what the prompt of your character is, and that's your name as a knight. So there's the Moss Knight, the Phantom Knight, I think that there's a Celestial Knight, and you don't get to pick. You do D100. And so the book is 7 pages of rules. And then the rest of it is... Wait. Sorry, we're gonna quick jerry rig a thing. There we go. My tablet kept on sliding back. But so you roll to see what kind of knight your character is, and that's kind of the prompt. So it's 7 pages of rules. I think it's 7. Very small amount. And then, like, the rest of it is just, like, scenarios that, we are doing our best. Where it's like, this is a scenario using, like, the Moss Knights, kind of stuff from the prompt. Which I think is a really, really useful way of writing the book. And, like, being a DM resource. Okay. One more. Restrict my horizontal. But yeah. I'm excited. We were going to be doing our session 0 tomorrow, but one of our knights can't make it. So that is going to be rescheduled. I think it's not happening. It may be. I should know. I'm hosting. So that is something that I'm going to need to check after stream. Speaking of things to check after stream, there's this thing that my brother sent me where it's, what is it called? It's a bit too fast. Let's do this one. Yeah. Okay. What is it called? It's like Rolling Fates. It's a Fire Emblem multiplayer mod, I think, that, this, streamer, YouTuber, both, Lunar Dave created. And so I was like, that looks super neat. How did you do that? Because I love Fire Emblem, as I'm sure that you know from the fact that we made a Fire Emblem OC last week. And most of my friends don't play it, and I'm like, that would be a fun way of, like, having a game night. Getting some people into it. This actually looked kind of neat. Okay, we have another 2 minutes. And then that was a very straight line. Woo! I wonder if it's partially with how I'm sitting. I'm kind of blocking my elbow from this far down. Or it's like kind of steady, maybe? These are pretty good. That one had a little bit of a wiggle. Also, in preparation for today's class, I have a full glass of milk, not milk, water. And, most of a croissant. It's one of those, like, tiny little Pillsbury ones. But I love them. Okay. I think that's it. It's it for a warm-up. I actually kind of want to move here, since we aren't going to be... Can I save workspaces? Workspace. Save! Register workspace. More space. And then does that show up? Yes, okay. Now I would like to create a new one. Hide, auto action palette. And then we're gonna, cause I don't need the like reference thing. So we're going to hide this. We're gonna close it. I'm not stalling. Do I close? My thumb has also been hurting a little bit, which is not something that I like. I'm wondering if it's because I've been doing a lot more, like, coloring sheets and that kind of thing. To hide? I want all these things to go away. Oh yeah, I guess because I'm not deleting it. I really need to learn how to use the materials and stuff to speed up my... Oh, that's so much bigger. Look at this. Then we've got the eraser. Got the eraser, I said. There we go. So draw, erase. That was something that we had to restart for last time. And then I think... Yeah, we shouldn't need this either. I don't exactly want to, like, close it fully. Now we have so much room to work with. Ugh! Yeah, my thumb hurts. I don't know why. Ugh. Doesn't feel good. It's like the joint at the tip. It has a little bit of pain when I'm drawing. I don't like this. I don't like it when my hands hurt. But we're gonna get through class. It's class day. Let me open up class. I think I already have it partially opened up. Yep. It's loading. Okay. This one's a little bit shorter than last one. I'm going to link the class, the specific lecture that we're doing. There we go. This is, I should get one of those bots where it's like, if you do a command, it'll tell you. This is figure drawing, anatomy secrets, gesture sketching, comic book art, and oh no, those are the tags. Fuck. How to draw comics, anatomy. And then this is by... This is by again. Ed, what's your full name? Ed Wojciech. I'm doing a comics one despite the fact that I don't draw comics. Eddie, I used to. Because I want the, I want to be fast. Okay. I get my croissant after I'm done with the class. It's going to be there taunting me. Let me get it set up so that way I can see both you and the class. Okay. No more stalling. We got this. And you can hear it? Yes, you can. Pause the music. Oh, I just... Pause. There we go.
Hey, what's up guys? Ed here with another How to Draw Comics anatomy class for you. Let's see, what are we going to cover today? Well, let's take it back. Way back. To the back. I know. Lame. That's me. Okay, well, how are we going to do this? We're looking at this giant of a man here, right? For those who don't know, this is Ronnie Coleman. Massive guy, massive back, right? So we're just going to kind of bisect it for now. We're just going to draw a line down the middle. Okay. We know that his actual
Underline.
crotch is here and the hips are here. Okay, we can see the little underwear line because bodybuilders are nice enough to wear just that little bit of clothing, right? And we can see the top here. So we know that if we start cutting things, right, that from here to here, right about here would be the nipple line, right about here would be his jaw, right about here would be the belly button, or somewhere there maybe, right? We're kind of looking at this as in our, here would be the rib cage coming down as our simplified skeleton, right? If we can kind of rough out the simplified skeleton, we can see the shoulders are actually right here. Here. They're really easy to see on him, right? At least the top part here, right? And so now we know that, oh, why don't we back this one out instead? We've got a little simplified skeleton here, right? I guess I could even draw it on his head here, right? Maybe something like this. He's got a big wide jaw on him. Okay.
I feel like I've drawn him too
But
squat.
we're looking at it from the back, but that doesn't change it.
Transformed to make it a little bit taller. Something like that.
That doesn't change how we're looking at the underlying structure, right? We're still going to have the elbows come out, come down to the wrist. The elbows come out, come down to the wrist. Okay. It's always good to practice that simplified skeleton, but that's not what we're here for today. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the muscles of the back
Yes.
and how to draw those muscles in the back. Okay, so let's dive into it. The back is a little complex, so you're gonna have to bear with me a little bit here. Okay, but we've got a few diagrams to work off of here, and so let's see if we could find it. The easiest one to start with, in my opinion, are the traps, the trapezius. Right, they will start up
Trapezoids.
here in the neck,
Neck.
right at the kind of base of the back of the skull here.
Ooh, these are
and
the ones that
come
hurt for me.
down, come down this way and this way. So it's got this kind of almost diamond shape with the
a
top
shield.
cut off there, and there's one on either side. Okay. Now, what he's doing right now is he's kind of shrugging his shoulders up, so they're actually kind of bumping up on this side right here, and then this part coming in here is getting all folded and wrinkled as it comes into the back of the head. Right. They've got this little
Like a
divot
star.
here at the top of where the spine hits, and then they've also got this little crest that goes across. But when you think of the traps, the easiest way to think of them is just kind of like this. Okay, you've got this one side,
Diamond at the top. Oh,
and then you've got this other side.
that was a bad diamond.
And it's really that simple for the traps. Okay, the traps are used for carrying heavy loads. Okay, like basically, if you got to walk and carry something in your hands, it's your traps and your grip that are going to be carrying it for a long distance, right? So you really want to, if your character is
Mine
kind
hurts,
of
like,
that
right there.
lumberjack type dude or something like that, or gal, you can just throw the traps on them, right? Because they're carrying those heavy loads all around the place, right? Okay, so that's a big, massive part that we're looking at the traps, right? Next one is another big section, and these are going to be the lats. These actually are kind of sweeping up this way and then sweeping down into here and then here. They kind of imagine them folding out of here like this, okay?
It's like a little
So I can do
sleeve
it on
thing.
both sides here. It's going to fold up to here, fold down, kind of come in this way, and they fold out this way. What I like to imagine is, those kind of Asian fans that splay out like this, and you get all the different beams coming in. Whatever. Oh, that's an ugly fan. But you get what I'm saying, right? So it comes here and it
It's a fine fan.
folds out. A lot of muscles do this. They kind of splay out from their insertion
Did
point.
this
Okay?
like splay out this way?
Yeah, those are the lats. These are what we would call the wings, right? They give a lot of width to the back, okay?
Yeah, like wings.
We're going to look at it a few different times, but I just want to kind of lay it all out here to begin with, okay? There's a little bundle of muscles here that you can kind of see them all lumpy bumpy here on Ronnie and stuff like that, right? They can take some different forms, but basically it's the underlying rhombus and then the teres major that's popping out over here, okay?
Never seen these before.
And
They're like the riblets
Yeah.
for the shoulders.
Don't have to worry about them that much because
Thank God.
there's a few things that are happening under the surface here and stuff. Just know that occasionally you'll see this little thing that the lats don't continue up to here, that they kind of come this midway point, and then there's a few underlying crossing muscles that come across like this, and they kind of take this form. Okay.
That was weird.
All right. So that's the back. Couple smaller points though to make note of.
It's like these ones.
Down here, we're going to draw the glutes on another day, right? But
Today's
between the
not
glutes
day.
and the back, you've got kind of these bands that come here. They're really quite strong, especially if somebody's leaning backwards and stuff. And these are the spinal erectors.
Spinal.
So
I need
they
to
can
be
be
little
very
like this.
overdeveloped on some people who lift very heavy weights and stuff, right? Yeah, from the back, we've got the spinal erectors, we've got the obliques on the side here, but we'll go over that in the torso. And then we've got our shoulders here. Back here is going to be, from this point of view, is going to be the rear delt. And that's mainly what we're going to see here because his shoulders have rolled so far forward, okay? And that's it that I want to go into. I really want to focus on the back. I just want to kind of show you where the pieces are. As you go through the different anatomy units, you're going to see,
He's not wide enough.
oh, okay, I get the shoulders, and yeah, I understand the butt now. So I don't, we're going to specifically go into the shoulders and help them make a lot more sense and specifically talk too much about the butt. So let's not focus on Ronnie's butt right now, okay? Let's just focus on, see if we can do this again, see if we can recreate. And we're only going to do one side of it, okay? So we're going to kind of draw half a chevron, half a hip. This is looking weird.
I feel like this would be easier
And
to
the
do.
shoulder here, right? So what do we do?
Mirrored.
From
Or not mirrored,
about
like
here,
both sides.
Actually, why don't we do the traps first?
Traps.
From
Is
just
top
below
one.
nipple point, a little bit higher, can come up here, and they can roll over. We can have the little divot and a little secondary bump there. Then they go into the back of the head, okay?
Okay.
From the insertion
side of the
point,
star.
right back here where, the tricep, the shoulders, everything's all starting to bunch together, right? Back in here. This is where the lat starts to splay out, and it comes way down
This
to about
goes to
here,
like
okay?
here.
So we can draw those fibers splaying if we want, or not. It doesn't really matter that much.
Then we have this little gap.
Down
where
here,
there's
we've
the,
got
like,
one part of the spinal erector. We've got the obliques off to the side, and then the glute medius up here and stuff. Okay.
spinal obliques.
We've got also coming from
there.
here the rear head of the deltoid, and then, like I said, these the teres major and infraspinatus and all this. It doesn't really show some of it, but you'll see these kind of ridges and stuff.
Notes.
Right? Okay. Actually, I think we're doing pretty good here. The back's not an easy thing, and you know what? We're not always the most familiar with it. If you ask, any young person, especially a young guy getting into the gym, he's going to talk about chest and arms, right? Because that's what you see in the mirror. You see your arms, you can see your chest. But really, the back is a mystery to some people. They don't look back there. They don't see back there. The
multiple
mirrors aren't usually set up so you can look back there very well, right? So that's why we're going to spend a little extra time on this here, okay? All right, let's do the same thing again. We're going to have, a little mini skeleton for Ronnie here. I'll just rough it in really quick here. The head, right? He's kind of actually leaning forward this way.
It's big enough.
Chevron, shoulders are raised here. We can see them. They look awesome, right? Oops. That's what I get for pushing the boundaries. The rib cage. Okay. Yeah. Out to the elbow, and that's all we want to do for that, right? Now, can you find all the stuff we already talked about? Because actually what's happened here is, in this case,
shifted.
remember I said his shoulders were rotating forward. He's kind of rolling his back forward, his shoulders forward, everything's rolling over. This one, he's rolled them back.
Ooh.
So things are going to look similar, but a little different. Some of the landmarks are going to be a little different. Let's start with the traps again. The traps are going to come here and up, here and up. And you see when the traps get into the delt insertion
this-
here, right?
Yeah, this
Like I
matches
said,
like here.
shoulders are here, the deltoids, okay? The traps kind of come into it here and then round before they head down. Okay, they
So
round
over
out
there.
and then head down. So once again, the shoulder is almost, and like I said, I'll go into it in the shoulder unit, but they kind of wrap around it like a clove of garlic. Okay, I like garlic. We've got this big divot at the top here, and we can see how actually his traps folded in a little bit, and they've got a little bit of personality. They don't have a perfect diamond shape to them or anything, right? That's okay. They're not supposed to, right? Muscles change shape. They move. They flow a little bit, right? We can see how there's a large mass, and it actually wraps around up in this point, and that's the one that he's kind of folding over here, right? So there's basically, we think of the traps as two parts. This one, the upper traps, and then this lower mass down here. Okay, see if we can find it here. This lower mass is getting squished a little bit down here. This is the upper mass that he's got folded over, folding towards us. And then the part that comes up and inserts into the neck up here. Cool? Traps. Back to lats. Remember this insertion point? They're going to come here. They're going to come all the way down here, right? And they're going to flay out like this, okay? Sometimes you'll see something that's called like a Christmas tree, and he's kind of got it here. It looks like the lat actually goes like this. It does not. Yes, we've got the spinal erectors down in here that are coming up, but this, from these points, are actually part of the attachment, the tendon attachment into lats. So don't let that fool you. I know sometimes when we're studying anatomy pictures and we're like, hey, we can see what's going on here and stuff. You can, but once in a while, things get a little distorted. So you'll see what's called a Christmas tree. It'll be like this, and it'll have little fibers, especially if you're looking at bodybuilder references and stuff for this lower back part. Don't let it fool you. It's not something different. It's actually a continuation of the lat insertion. Okay. And like I said, spinal erectors down here, the top of the glutes here, big old obliques here to the side. And that's looking pretty rough. All right. And then what did we say? We've got the teres major and minor. Just a couple little things happening in here. Sometimes they take on a little bit of different shape depending on how they're formed. You don't have to really emphasize, just know that there are some irregular lines that are sometimes in there. Cool? Do we want to draw it again?
Goes all the way down here. Okay.
I think that's going to be my new theme song, music, saying, oh, my catchphrase. That's what it is. Do we want to draw it again? Horrible. I wish I had a better catchphrase. Okay, so we're going to roll these shoulders up, right? I'm just kind of roughing things in. It's not going to be perfect, but perfect enough for what we're trying to do here, right?
This goes down.
Okay, so we know that the traps will roughly follow this.
The headstone.
This type of diamond pattern, right?
Going too fast.
Okay. We know that the deltoids will...
Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Woo! We're going fast through this one. Ugh. Small break. My thumb isn't hurting much anymore. That's good. Oh. Drink some water, pet the dog. Just look at me. I need to spin the other way to go see the dog. Hello. Oh, have you made a little nest in my blankets? Making a better nest? Tucking the blankets around you. There you go. You look so cozy. Let's tuck you in. My little baby. It's just her head that's peeking out now. Ah! I just unplugged my headphones. Do any stretches this morning? So my body's like, what are you doing? So much focus. Ooh. I'm stretching my trap. And then stretching my lats would be going like that. And then the spinal erectus is like pulling it back. That makes sense. And then, okay. 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 And Yeah, that's much less things. I don't know why when you don't know a thing, when you're looking at like the references or teaching materials, it's like there's so many things, so overwhelming. And then as soon as you like get them down a little bit, get names for them, it's like, oh, okay. Like I'm so excited for arms to be like that. Arms are so overwhelming for me, especially with like all the twisting motions. Oh, oh. Okay. Finish my water. Okay. Hydrated. Stretching my arm. I'm stretching my bicep. Pulling on my tricep, I think. I don't know. We're not in the arm section yet. Okay. Let's catch up to where he is. He's got this. Okay, a circle. Well, let's maybe. Oh, hang on. I don't have this on different layers. This up. Let's move this smaller. That way we have room. There we go. Eyelash. Am I stalling? Maybe a little bit. It's a break. Okay. This is like about to the edge of the shadow. Okay. Draw this in the middle. There we go. And then we need the trap. Is this a trapezoidal shape? It's not. It's a diamond. If anything, it should be called a, like, Kitesius. Or that's not, it's... They're called the... Hang on, my brain just now goes trapezoid. It should be called a Kitesius. Why is this called... Why called... Trapezius muscle, why called? Okay, it's from a Greek word. But a trapezoid is not a diamond-shaped quadrilateral. Quadrilateral. It's a, like... Oh, wait, is this... I may be wrong. What are the properties of a trapezoid? It's a quadrilateral that has at least one pair of parallel sides. But it doesn't necessarily have a pair of... Yeah, it specifically kind of doesn't. Probably from the Greek root word. Okay. Enough stalling. So this inserts like here. It goes up. And then it's like, we go from, what is our measurements? Out of here, here. This looks wrong. That looks more correct. Which is the bottom of his chin. And then here. Okay. Here draw the Kitezoid. I'm calling it the Kitezoid. No, there's a lot of history with it, but it's still the wrong word. See, this one should be a trapezoid because it, like, makes this shape. And that is a, like, textbook trapezoid. I get that it's like two triangles, but it looks like a trapezoid. Or a trapezoid, yeah. This one should be called the kitezoid. Okay, I'm caught up now. Let's go.
Somewhat wrap around it, but we're not talking deltoids right now, right? But we know that. We know that they'll form this kind of
Oh, it like
wrap around
connects
it, okay?
onto here.
We know that the lats will insert here and sweep on down.
That's an insert.
They're
They're the back. They're the back elbow thing, or
not so even, and that they split.
They're the back. So there's the. Whenever I find a way to connect these in my brain, I get very excited. So there's like, when you raise your elbow and like kind of hollow it out, there's two lines there. I've known this. I've drawn them. And then you have like kind of the like armpit fat that like fills in the middle because there's not really a muscle there. You have the front one is where the like kind of the insertion point for the pecs are, and the back one is where the insertion point for the lats are. Ugh. That's a very easy way of remembering insertion points too. Because I know where arms are. That is a thing that I understand. I understand where arms exist. Okay. Where's my pen? I put my pen down to motion with my hands, a thing that you cannot see. And I have lost my pen. There is my pen. It's behind my... I have a bunch of stuff back here. Okay. Oh, that's an exciting discovery for me. Okay, now we need to catch up. Oh, I'm cold. I'm not stalling, I'm just cold. Okay. Put on a switch. Oh. Mia's watching me. Ugh. And some socks. Oh, I'm not going anywhere, I promise, even though I'm putting socks on. You're okay. You want to sniff the socks? Okay. Let me remake your nest. After I put my socks on. She's looking at me like very much the energy of like, Mom, I just flew up. She's like, where are you going? She looks so silly. Okay, we got more class. More class. Need this to go up to the elbow point. Or that's not an elbow, that's an armpit. I need to restart the class.
Like this, right?
And then it goes like here.
Does that make
sense? Just like wings.
And we know that there's some irregular shapes here.
Back riblets.
Major and
I feel like a little bit lower.
Yes. And we know that the traps aren't always going to be perfect. They might have some rounding here and divot here and stuff and kind of come there. And then we've got the divot at the front or at the top there, right? Kind of rounding out. We know that there's maybe a extra bit of mass there and here, right? There we go. We know that down at the
pulling
bottom
back,
here,
this
there
would
might
be
be a
like
bit of the
here.
spinal erector leading into the glute, the top of the glute.
These are the spinal erectors.
Some obliques here coming up to the side. And then a little bit of that Christmas tree look, right? Cool. Yeah, looking sharp. Okay, we got it. We're rolling. Now what happens when we start to twist?
Oh god.
Can we find everything still, right? This is Phil Heath.
This just looks like a lot of lumps.
the gift.
Okay. Let me get on a new layer. Are you sneezing? Get the sneezes? Okay. I'm staring at it. So the top... Let me see if I can find this picture, that way we can look at it together. This is Phil Heath. There's just lots of pictures of... Oh, I think this is it. Yep. So we've got, like... So this... So these ones are the deltoids. Chevron is like this. This... oh, and then it's curving in is the trap. Holy shit, yeah, no. Then this is the, like... the lats. And then this is the, like... That. And then here's his little star. That's wild. And this is like his garlic clove. And he has like a head over here or something. His head way too big. That's wild. Okay. And then, so the thing that looks weird is that there's another muscle underneath there. That's what's causing... Oh, then he also has a spine, of course. That's what's causing this, like, kind of bumpy thing. And this kind of just simplifies down to one. Wild! Okay. Less overwhelmed now.
He's pretty gifted, man. He's
Drawing a mirror,
insanely
by the
big.
way.
We can see, we can still, even though it's turned, we're just going to follow this turn, right? Do the rough skeleton and bring it on out and see what we can find. His hips are down here. Okay. Maybe even back here a little bit. There we go.
Hips are here.
Okay, so where's everything, right? Like I said, with me, it's easiest to start with the traps, back of the neck insertion. His neck, actually, if we look at it, is going this way. His neck came this way, then the middle of the back, and then maybe the butt somewhere here, right? Okay, so it's coming from here, it's coming out, and here, out, and here, and then back up this way. Does that make sense, right? This is a simplified form right now, but it makes sense, right? Now, from where the tricep and the deltoid kind of meet, we're going to bring the lat down. Where the tricep and the deltoid meet, we're going to bring the lat down. Okay. We can also see the spinal erectors starting here, right?
Sure, I'm not supposed to be doing.
And the fibers attaching here. His obliques aren't really visible on this side so much. They might be here, but they're more visible here, and his belly starts to stick out here. Then we've got the glutes coming up top here, right? It's hard to see, they're kind of disappearing here. The hip is maybe coming here. Something along those lines, right? We've got the delts that are going to wrap around the trap a little bit, right? And then we can start to take some form of the trap, right? You know, have this big old mass come here on the top here, and then maybe even, you know, form it out. Remember how Ronnie's had that little divot here? Phil's is a little bit different, but we can see that there are some similarities, right? Okay. We know that it flays out from this insertion point, but we also know that occasionally we're going to get these different little muscles that are folding in on them here. Okay. And, everybody's got a little bit different insertions for their muscles, so don't let it bother you if you're like,
very small.
hey, hold on. I was looking at Ronnie's and the first guy, whatever his name was, right? And his were really high, and this guy's is really low. You know what? The more you're going to study anatomy, the more you're going to realize that they're in the same place generally, but the proportions, the push, the pull, the direction that these things go a little bit can have some individual variation, right? So don't get stressed about it.
Read this part very long.
Now, what if we start to twist it up even more?
Okay.
Let's say this is here, this shoulder is here, and this shoulder is here, if this makes sense, right? So the middle of the back is here, and then the middle of the glute is here, type of thing, okay? I won't worry about where the arms are going right now, but I will bring, once again, imagine that this trap is going to be here, but we're going to see the form of it maybe a little bit more here as it comes up to the back of the neck.
I need
Here. And then this one will maybe come kind of like that. Do you understand? Like we're showing the meat because this is the ridge. This ridge here, this one here is going to be maybe facing us more here, and maybe there's a divot there, right? Okay.
So it's kind of like a partial side profile.
Still going to be coming from out here, but we're going to see it along this way here, right? Maybe some fibers here and
this is from
some of that.
the underarm.
There
Armpit.
We go.
It's like overlap.
The lat here, maybe we're just going to see a little bit of it because he's turned so much now. The oblique is more on the side here, and maybe the belly we're going to see more here. The spinal erectors, the middle of the spine here, okay? And then down in here, and the barely hint of the oblique on the other side as it leads into his butt and then in front of his hip. Okay? So we can keep turning,
keep on making this part of the
until
body too
eventually
long.
we get to the front. Now, why am I showing you the front of the dude when we're studying the back? Because when you're this big, your back's all over the place. You can see it from every angle, every place, okay? But you know what? Even on guys like Bruce Lee that were slimmer dudes, you'd be able to see this from the front too, okay? So he's, just so you know, Ronnie's kind of leaning back just a little bit. He's rotated his torso behind a little bit here, okay? So here's a shoulder, out into the arms, right? Okay. We're just kind of roughing things in right now, so.
Shoulder.
There we go. Good enough.
Arm.
What I want to focus on here is what we can see of the back muscles that we've studied, but how much of it we can see from the front. We're going to go into, you know, the chest, the abs, all that kind of stuff in a different lesson and everything, right? So let's just focus on what we've studied so far. The traps. We know that the traps will come from the back of the neck here. Oh, I want to switch up. From the back of the neck, come down and form a sort of diamond shape-ish, right?
Like this.
Okay. And where do we see it? From the front here? Right here. The traps on the front, okay? Now he's leaning back right now. He's got giant traps, obviously, but he's leaning back. So right now his traps look small, if I could say that, right? For a lot of people, they might just kind of look like this. And this is a mistake people use when they draw a neck. Often they'll draw a neck like this or something, right? But what it is the neck is actually like this, and then the trap's coming out at a certain point, right? Even like leaning back, his traps are fairly large, right? Okay. So the rest of the traps we can't see, though.
Yeah.
As we start to go down, we remember that in the tricep armpit area, we've got the lats that will insert, right? And those we can see. We can see from here down to about here, right? Here down to about here until they hit right about close to the obliques here.
And the obliques are like twisting around.
We can see them from the front. Here's the arm that's cutting off part of it, right? So I guess I could erase a little bit here, okay? Just so it makes sense. But how much can we really see? We can see basically this mass here, this part of the lat here, okay? Because then we start to get into the chest and the intercostals that line this insertion point, okay? So with the frontal lats, you might just get a little bit of the ridge, depending on how big it is. His are obviously big, right? So you get this little ridge, and you get this part, and that's about it. From the front, that's all we're going to see. We're going to see the traps here, and a bit of the lats there, okay? Really, you know, even on the smallest of people, though, if not the smallest, but if they've got any trap development, you're going to see, let's say, dude standing here, he's got his shoulder, arm straight down, right? Remember our simplified skeleton. Hips, really simple,
Circle.
right? Chest, there. Totally ugly skeleton, right? And as we start to rough things in, we know that the chest is going to be about here, come up this way into the shoulder development, right, into the delts. But where do we see the lats? Or the back, we're gonna see just a little bit hanging here, okay? Because the biceps are gonna be coming down here, so we probably won't see a lot with an arm hanging or anything, right? So we'll just see a little bit of the lats until they insert into the front of the torso here, okay? And we've got the, you know, neck on either side, right? And then we'll probably see a bit of the traps. So one way to think of this that I think kind of works is think of this almost like you can kind of rough it as a bit of a turtle shell on the back. It'll take different forms. It'll go like this. It'll go wider. You know, it might get blobbish, like eggish or something like that, right? That type of thing. But from the front, yeah, think that, you know, if you draw this kind of outline, almost like a turtle shell or a shield on the back, it gives you a little rough indicator where you can kind of put some of that stuff in. And then you can start to play with it. You could have these monster traps coming up this way or something, right? From the front.
I feel like it's more diamond-y shape than
so let's
turtle
go
shell.
over it again for a little bit of review. And listen, when I'm doing these, I'm really hoping that you're following along.
I
You know,
am,
I've left
and
some
you go
space
very
on this
fast.
sheet, right? That you can draw along beside me here and stuff. But also I've given you a blank sheet with just the references, right? With just these guys that you could follow along on your own. And then afterwards, there's going to be another sheet for you to practice along, okay? That you can practice with different models and see if that helps you at all. Okay, let's review.
Yeah.
We've got the traps, these big load carrier units way up top here, right? They have this kind of
like a
diamond shape with an insertion at the back of the skull here. And then about midway down the back, like let's say a little bit below nipple line or something, okay?
That's probably
We've got
why
the
I'm making
lats
torso so long.
that start kind of in the armpit or just into the tricep, shoulder, armpit insertion there. And they splay out kind of like one of those fans, right? One of these old
Like
Asian fans, okay?
Like a scarf.
We've got these different, the teres major and a few little tiny things in here that, you know, you're just going to get a hint of, right? A little hint of different kind of overlying muscles here because they will come and you can see them kind of behind the rear deltoid here. And here's my disclaimer. Delts are on another day, right? For shoulders. We move down. We've got the spinal
Delts fill me with
erectors.
fear.
We've got the obliques and then the top of the glutes.
Spinal erectors.
Okay.
Obliques.
I think that's back.
Yay!
So I really hope that this
Covering
helps
my
you. I
croissant.
hope that you're able to play with some of these twists. There's some twisting examples for you and stuff. You should eventually, you know, be able to turn it all the way around and see it from different angles and stuff, right? That's the goal. When you can kind of envision the muscles at whatever angle, whether we're looking at it straight back, 3/4, halfway to the side, quarter to the front, that type of thing, you should be able to kind of say, okay, well, I know where all this is coming from, right? And if you can't, keep practicing. I know you'll get it.
Hell yeah. Okay, I get my croissant. And now we need some pictures for doing figure drawing practice with. Let me go through my reference folders. Pictures, references, people, view, extra large. I might need to do ones that are clothed as well, just because I don't have enough back shots. Folder, back. I don't want to buy a new reference pack. I'm including sideways ones. I might actually have a good amount. Oh, that one will be a fun one. It's like someone who's very flexible, curved like all the way in. That one has too dramatic of lighting to do anything with. Or to like use as a reference for this. It would no doubt be useful if I was using it for like a typical drawing reference. Also, it's very dramatic lighting, but I can still see things. Ooh. This one's good. It's like a model on like a turn plate. I think I might have enough. I'm also not seeing that many back pieces now. Oh, one more good one. That one is too dramatic lighting. Alright, we're gonna do the dramatic back one again, if I can find it. Where are you? Can't find it. Alas. Okay. And then we need... Let me pull out these ones. These are some good back references. I think I need 50 for an hour practice. Probably a little bit less than that. That's a good back one. I love ones when they do like rapid fire like pictures of the same model. Like going through a pose is very nice. Good for my brain. There's someone over. There we go. Yes. Ah. Should go through and download more of the resource packs that I have and get them all set up and organized. Have any back shots at this guy? No. There's some. Okay. I think that is it. 38 for that one. They go in? Yes, they did. Okay. No, they didn't. Did they not? Frick. Okay, I have to do it again. Didn't successfully move. See if we get the same number this time. There should be a faster way of doing this. The faster way is probably organizing my... Well, I don't know how I'd want to organize them is the thing. Like, organizing them by the angle. It's hard. The best thing would probably be to have, like, a tagging system. But I'm gonna be honest, I would rather focus on having a wider variety of people and poses than having, like, a very well organized one. I get one more good set. I don't think I'm gonna go through everything. Yeah, I'm almost at the bottom. I definitely am, like, not grabbing all the ones that I did last time. This guy has some, like, good ones at his back. Yeah, there we go. See how many less I grabbed. So we're gonna be very careful. Grab 20, 29. Move to new folder. Yes. There we go. Okay. Now let's get quick poses set up. Add folders. Yes, I do. Oh, you can't see it. I have a feet folder. Select folder. Add folder. Select new folder. Why aren't you counting? Oh, is it because you're already in here? Yes. Let's add new folder. Now let's go for 45 minutes. And we have basically just enough images. Awesome. The extraction. Get those set up. We're in the right spot. OBS open. Whew. New layer. And we're ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Got the chevron. Got kind of a line here. We have like the. He doesn't really have visible traps. He's got. See, this guy didn't go over the shoulder blades. Just very muscular people. Which isn't always that helpful. Okay, well, let's try to figure it out. So, and these muscles do still exist. It's just they're less visible. So here, he's got like trap, and then under here. But it's more like his ribs are visible. This goes around. See, this one has like no back muscles visible. But we are practicing them to understand them. Got spine. We've got the trapezoid. Trapezius. Okay, this one has a lot of muscles visible. Oh, it's like this kind of. He's got. This is the spinal ejectors. He doesn't have a big trapezoid. Trapezius. Arm. It's more of like a rib situation. Oh, this is. Wait, that lump is the. Okay. This one is like nothing visible. I don't know why I picked. Oh, it's because it's got a big. Lat. This is deltoid. And he's got. This is his trap. Then he's got. It's like lat situation. This one's an easier one. Here. Got his like spine. Got a shoulder blade. The lat just doesn't. This is frustrating me. I got frustrated at the start of the last one too. So, it's like here. This just doesn't look like anything. Okay. This is his lat. He's got like a shoulder blade. And then this is his trap. Trap goes down. And he's got these. It looks right structurally. It doesn't look like the model. So then this goes out and then back in. He's got his little star thing. He's got this. This one's blurry. Why is my picture blurry? She has a very pronounced little star thing. And then it goes like this. Del goes around. I just feel like I'm drawing symbols instead of the actual thing. Around, connect, down, star, and connect, more around, and then this one is, oh, it's got this kind of like, well, I don't know. We got this, we got this, we got this. We're gonna figure it out. That's like the shoulder blade. Yeah, like more spine. Just have a very light, like kind of, I want to say hexagon, but that's not right. It's like here, down. And then he's got a, this is his, what's it called? Trap. And then this is his fucking thing. This is his lat trap. This is his lat. This is his spinal erector. This is his, like, thing that goes up from the hips. She has nothing visible. She has a spine. She has shoulder blades. She must have it. It's just not visible. So, it would be here. Got like a little divot there. And this kind of situation. She's got it visible. It's like here. Up, down, around, up, down, around. And then kind of got it like little divots. And then it's just kind of goes out. Bad news. The spine still has just a lot of or not the spine. The back still has just a bunch of shit in it for me. So I'm better at learning the chest and the spine, which makes a lot more sense, which makes a lot of sense because I could see one of them in the mirror. 50 seconds is so fast. This is her little star. Goes this big bump. Then whoosh, whoosh. And then her lat, which basically just falls over her rib cage. Then chevron. He's got a pretty neat looking one. Goes like this. Got his kind of star right there. And then goes over, and then he's got the little things. And this has just got a very highlighted. See, I need instruction on shoulder blades. Spine. And then what's like up here? Am I just drawing the lat too low? Is that what's going on? Here, and then here. Yeah, this is like twisted forward and it's got all the knobbly bits. But, so this is kind of the chevron. It's got very curved. And then this is the lat. It's got like a little divot right there. It's back here too. On to the next one. I don't remember. This is what it was like last week too. Chevron. And then this goes out. And then in, I think. I think this is what it is. Might be the shoulder blades. And then this would go out, out. I guess that's kind of what this bit is. And then there's like a thing here. This is pretty much what her back looks like. Okay. And so she's got, it isn't super visible right here. This may be the other issue with learning how to draw muscles from like a comic artist, is that comics have a very exaggerated sense of musculature. Here's your spinal abductors, spinal erectors. And then, what's that thing? This is something, I swear. Okay. And then around. This is the shoulder blade. This goes out, back, and then the spinal, the lat goes to the back. Maybe it's causing all that. Then we've got the spinal erectors, leg. Here. And then he's got, okay, so this has gotta be his, like, rib situation. His lat, because his shoulder is so far and forward, lat starts over here, goes back. This is like a weird thing. I guess we're going to the next one. And this has got, okay, so this is the chap that goes in and then down. Got his little thing. Then we've got the, this is the other thing. The trap. And then the obliques. Next one. There we go. And then spine. And then elbow, elbow. And this got like. This is the. Not the lats, it's the one. Trap! This is the lats. And then this is the back riblets. The spinal erectus. Okay, I think I'm getting better. Okay. This is like this is the lats like this. This is sorry, the traps. These are the lats. Yeah, go that far over. And then the muscles underneath it. And then more shoulder blade action. Traps would be here, going all the way out, and then with like a little star right here, and then this is the lats, and since the lats are here, then we get little nubblies, and then arm. Oh boy, this one is the one that's like in a neat pose. Then this is like, oh, I need to do the shoulder. This is the, I want to call them hexes. This is the traps. And then the lats go like this. This is where the nubblies are. And then this goes over actually. That's where that bump comes from. Okay. His head, he's got like this situation. And then he's got trap goes here. In, down. Over. He's got his little star. And then he's got these guys. He's got the little abductors. No. I don't remember what they're called. Erectors, there we go. And then we've got, he's very scrunched up right here. And then that's what this muscle is. This muscle is the one on top. It goes down and out again. So, because he's all scrunched, this is where the star is. Then we've got the muscle here. Goes to the back. Here. Dang it, too wide. There we go. And then this is where the flexors go. No, obliques. There we go. And then this is where your star is. Goes out to here. Goes down, down. In. Up. And then lats go down. I did this way too turned. Then those guys. The backward ones. Okay. And turn down. This needs to be higher up. What the star is. The big curves. This is where the top of the trap is. It goes down. Shoulder. Now this goes over. Over. Yeah, I was drawing that way too. They aren't super visible. It's more like ribs visible. And then, yeah. Shoulders, hips. Draw the curve. And then he's got very little of the top of his trap visible. Goes up to his head. And then down to here. And then his spine. Then he's got his... These meet at the same point, right? Right? That's like... There's like a thing there. Is that where it is? Maybe. That makes more sense. Okay. Got a very smooth kind of lat situation. And then start on the top. And then down. These are kind of just covering here. So we got like a little wrinkle there. And then we got very pronounced. Oh! The ribs! Not ribs. The, shoulder blades only show through in that gap area. So that's probably a part of what the, like, weird shit that's there that's confusing me. This is, you're all the way up here. Very messy. And then his shoulder blades are pressing back. And then we've got the lats. We've got the shoulder blades, and then like one other muscle here. And then here. There's like a little pinchy thing. Because it's getting hit, because as soon as it hits that, it gets hidden. It's like clothes. Okay. And I say. Then if we do, you're covering it and I can't see it. So that's where his shoulder blade is, so this must go above. Yeah! Yeah! Okay, there's some understanding is happening. This is so scrungly. This is the shoulder blade. Hello, shoulder blade. So nice to meet you. Okay. Why did I pick this one? There's like nothing visible at the back. This might be a break one. Yeah, this one's gonna be a break one. She has long hair that's covering her back. Oh! Oh, did I yell by Chris? Yeah, I did. Via, you left your nest! Oh, okay, hold on. I don't have music. I've been doing this entirely without music. Okay. Another 20 seconds. Ooh. Okay, next one. S curve. So now we have this. That's why there's this kind of marker. Okay. And then we have here goes, so this arm is raised. So this goes down. And this one's kind of at the same thing. So it goes this down. And then that's why we have a very pronounced rib right there. Not rib. Shoulder blade. And then we have the ab. Guys, I'm getting it. I'm understanding it. I'm so powerful. I feel like there's just a very big swing of emotions in the middle of this. Okay. It goes out, up, out, and then it goes like this. She doesn't really have a middle crest because she does not have a ton of muscle. So this goes out. Her arm is going up again. I think it's just a different variation on the last pose. And then here's this one. This goes down to her. This is her obliques. And then she's got her like back muscle. It's like a second triangle. Guys, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I'm so proud of myself. Okay. Now here, it's got more visible ones. Go down to here. And then it's kind of up because its shoulder blade is pushing it up a little bit. And then here. This goes around and under. Just like a little bit above the waist area. It's got this little spinal erectors. There we go. Took me a while to get it around my mouth. Okay, so then this is like the bone. Then he's got his little star. And he just kind of... This one may have a little bit of a bump. Okay. And this... Whew! Okay. So now we have this star up here, down. We have the littler one. That one's got more of a bump there. So now this goes over and around. A little bit like that. And then over and around. But this rib, not rib, this shoulder blade kind of poking out. Now we got like some ribs showing. And then, so this pokes out, and then we have the chest going down. Oh! And then this. Then, so this goes, we have a big starting point for our star here, but it's basically covered up by this part of the trapezius. And this goes down. This goes up. His head's like over here. Then because the shoulder is like all scrunched, you have this pulling around. And then around like that. And then because it's so like visible back here, we have the little knobblies. And then we have his extenders, or not that, his spinal erectors. This goes further down. Frick. And now we have this. Yeah, like that. And then it goes kind of like, ooh. Then chevron circle. Just gonna do that to mark out the arm. Oh, but this guy's got like big noticeable not hexagons. Not pentagons. It is a shape. You can actually kind of see the... Kind of flattened them down a little bit, but... Try... Triceratops. What is it called? Try... No. What's that called? I don't remember. This one has good spinal erectors. Try... Not a tricep. Trapezoid! Oh! Now, please. Oh. And then we can do something like this. Okay, next layer. I'm gonna name them as I draw them. This one has very high contrast. So first, we're gonna do the trapezoid. Trapezius. And then we're gonna do the, it's this shape. This is the flat. And then this is her ribs. And then abs. This is her spinal erector. I think this one actually goes a little bit lower. We can draw the thing. And then her shoulder blades. There we go. Oh. Hand is starting to get stiff. Leg. Leg. Head. And then we can do the, like... That's the, like... Oh, what's that called? What's that called? What's that called? The spinal erectors would be higher than that. Oblique! Okay. And then, so this one, we've got like a, that facing. This one's got, since his arms are raised, it's got this is his trapezius, and then from underneath here, and then down and around, is the longitudinous, lat. And then here, a little bit of stuff, and then I feel like this goes lower down. Feels almost like it goes all the way like down to there. And then he's got his spinal erectors. This is where his tummy is. Yeah, I feel like that goes further down than I'm putting it as. This is his obliques. Kind of a flat spot right there too. Kind of in that pose. Oh! What am I doing for the rest of the day? I think I have my to-do list, but probably gonna try to get some games in. Oh, this one looks complicated. So he's got an arm up, arm over. This is the trap, and I think it goes all the way down to here. And he's got just like a little divot in. So this is his shoulder blade. And then he's got this kind of swooping around. Forming... But his isn't that large. Which is why it's like not showing up a ton. And then this is his other shoulder blade. And then this is swooping around. And then he's got a big back muscle. Kind of just goes up. Just looks like that one, but just longer. Probably because he's using it a ton. This out, in, out, in. And this is the obliques. And then this really looks like there's like a thing over it, but it's still flat. I hate that muscles can overlap. I don't like it. Okay. And then here is our trapezius star. Here's where it goes up. And it goes forward more. Let's go a little bit more. And then here, this is a little divot for it. And it goes up. And then this kind of goes all the way over. This kind of falls down a little bit. And then we have, since this arm is kind of far forward, we've got our, I think that this just goes down further than I think that it does. Got our lats. Then we got the shoulder blade. Shoulder blade. Maybe these go down further than I think that they do. And then this is also smaller than I drew it initially. Then we've got our obliques. And then we've got our spinal rectus. And this is like kind of covering it a little bit. And our deltoid is like a clove of garlic. Dun, 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 dun. This is much further forward. Okay, this one's our 5-minute one, and it's doesn't have a ton of visible muscles. Okay. We got this, we got this, we got this. And so this kind of goes to here. Then we got the bottom part. Sketch out the rough figure. So we have the time. Okay. I like doing in the ear. So now we've got, this is like, it needs to be kind of stretched out that way. We've got, this is the trapezius. This is like turned. This looks like it goes down to here. I got like that. And then it's kind of following a nice little curve. Here, it's like this. Following a nice little curve. This arm is like a little bit back, so it's got like a little wrinkle there. And then got our lats. That causes a small bump here. Otherwise, doesn't affect a whole ton. And then so this just too far out. And then over. This covers a little bit of this. This, because it's where these guys start to connect. I'm kind of off the reference, but see if we can fix it. Because this goes like this. And this is like further down, I think? No. And there's like a sharp fold there. This goes like up, down, and then up. Here just kind of goes slope, peak it down. Okay. And then this one goes further out, but this cuts off here. Like a line there. Looks like there's a muscle right there. But it's probably like just because this arm is reaching back in that way. It's probably a overlap in the like fat on top of it. Okay. Foot. I'm just fooling around. Hand. Okay, let's see if we can do. Mark in the spinal erectors. And I think that's it. Okay. Let's make everything visible. I think I got bigger as I got more time. I did one of them on a vector layer again. Stairs. There's so many of these, holy cow. Okay, this time I want to put them roughly in like left to right in the order in which I did them, because I think that would be fun. Most of them are actually an okay size. Yes, supply transformation. Okay. I need this. I don't want you to jump to whatever layer the thing is on. Select layer. Not switch to a different layer. Okay. I have to actually grab it. Okay. Find it. Where are you? There we go. I do these, that way I can send them, like I do this little sheet at the end. That way I can send it to, so my mom studied art and is very good at like anatomy and that kind of thing. So I send it to her to be like, hey mom, look at what I'm doing. Try to get more scuffed. And smaller. is some element of I got better over time, but it also just like I had more time, and so I was less like gestural and more like construction based. Because I can see what I'm talking about in these. Come on, where are you? Here we are. That one I can't see what I was talking about. No, nope. This is the top. We're running out of space. We're gonna need to make everything a little bit smaller. So... So everything's sucked in. Just scoot them over a little bit. Now I know that all these ones are later. So I'll just move all these guys to the far right. Now we can scoot these guys around a little bit. There we go. Look at that! So today, we study the back. We learned that the main muscles are called the trapezius. I'm doing dramatic stalls to make sure that be sure that I remember them. The trapezius is right here. Right here. It's this kite-shaped thing. There's the lat, which is the back muscle if you raise your armpit. And it goes all the way to the spine. There's the spinal erector, which is the little ones, which I think are money muscles in pigs. So they're very consistent. Just kind of like tubes. And then in this little gap, you can see some little muscle bundles and this is usually where the shoulder blades stick out. Okay. We've done our practice for today. I hope that you enjoyed joining me. As a reminder, the class that I have been taking is How to Draw Comics Anatomy from Ed Fulchuk. Double check that, because I'm terrible with names. Ed Fulchuk. You want to check that out? I highly recommend it. It's been how I am learning anatomy. Thank you so much for joining. Remember, I stream 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. CST on weekends. Yeah. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye!